Now entering Nerdist.com.
Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show.
All right. Talk slow.
Talk slow, pace ourselves.
We're doing 2 of them today.
Right, but we have so much to talk about that it's... Oh, I'm Jackie, by the way.
I'm Laurie. Martin.
And we have to organize what cities we go to and do long sets and then an hour of this podcast.
Today was a bitch. Was this a travel day for you?
No, yesterday was a travel day for me. The day before was a disaster because it was a travel day, do 4 shows.
Oh, fuck.
Because I also pulled and it was, hello, grateful, very grateful.
Wait, you're going to San Francisco, right?
Yeah, so
okay.
We're going to talk about all the drama in stand-up comedy in a moment, but let's speak briefly to our careers. And so I fly to San Francisco to do Clusterfest.
Right.
And Clusterfest has too many moving parts. It's only the second year. It looks great from the outside.
It's a comedy festival run by Comedy Central
And Viacom.
Yeah.
And it also has music.
Wow.
And so it's frickin' enormous. And the day of it, we're all told that we have to have clear plastic bags instead of our backpacks. Even talent.
No.
Yeah, because they're going to be doing some security theater to pretend that they're making a difference.
What? What do you mean?
It's not real. Even the Vegas shooter wasn't at the festival. He was across the street.
Oh, right.
If you go through people's bags,
yeah,
you will find their guns.
Yeah.
You don't need to be able to see my tampons as I walk through security. You piece of
always
shit.
bragging that you're still menstruating. you always find a way to fucking put it in there.
Wait, you said put it in there.
That's what
it's
she
a
said.
Tampon joke. Anyway, so well, I mean, but fine, vibrator. Also putting it in there.
Oh my god.
Anything. I don't want you looking at my stuff. Just look through my bag.
Right.
Note that I am not carrying a gun.
Right.
And then let me into your damn festival. But okay, so I get there. I land at like 12:30.
Yeah.
Audible has asked me to do some voiceover stuff.
Cool.
So Audible's like, yeah, it'd be great if you could do some. And I said, hey, do you guys have a ride? And so they gave me a Lyft code. Thank you, God.
Yeah.
Which took the whole day. I could use it for everything.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a Lyft code because, but Lyft didn't show up at one point, so I had to walk a half a mile, which in San Francisco means uphill both ways. Bastards.
It's up, yeah.
And so I did the Audible thing.
So you were just in a studio?
Yeah.
And that just happened in the afternoon? They said,
that was
hey,
in
you're
the
here?
afternoon. Yeah, so I came.
So is that an extra, like, scratch gig? Oh,
yeah.
hey.
Yeah, so that paid for essentially hotel and air.
Oh, okay.
It was great.
Sure.
And ground.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did Audible for a couple of hours, an hour and a half. Then I went to lunch with a guy from Audible. And then I walked and picked up my credentials at this hotel.
Yeah.
Tried to take a lift, didn't take. Then took a lift from the off-site hotel where the credentials were to the stage door. So I go in. It is just, they might have called it the roaming haircuts, man. It was just everybody, every piece of industry that has ever worked with Comedy Central was back there.
Sure, for a weekend in San Francisco.
For a weekend in San Francisco? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's coming. And so the first thing I'm doing is they're like, hey, you're going to host a trivia contest for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And I was like, am I doing stand-up? And they're like, sure. Nope. No, I'm not doing stand-up. What I am doing is something that is a job where you host trivia.
Yeah.
So for 45 minutes, I'm in a tent that in a replica of a bar that's on a TV show. They did a real nice job on that bar, by the way. That bar looked like a great place to give up. It was quite a dive bar vibe to it. But I've never seen the show. And
I think I've seen it once. I mean, I like it, but I just,
No, it looked really
have
funny.
time to watch it.
It did not look super I had one of the questions. I had to say the word tranny. I was like, "Why is this show on? What's happening?" And
That was 5 years ago. No one blinked at that.
nobody cared.
I mean,
Nobody gave a damn.
regular culture. I mean, not regular. Oh my God!
Keep digging.
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
All right.
But here's the thing. But there's a band, and then there's also piped-in music that's so loud. I thought that they had music in the tent bar.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, can you guys turn that music off? We're playing a game here."
Yeah.
And they're like, "That's actually the band outside." So for 45 minutes, I have to yell into a microphone.
And there's an audience of Sunny fans.
Yeah, Sunny fans who
Okay.
were playing, and actually, that was actually more fun than it had any right to be. It was actually
And
quite
they were fine that you had never seen the show and had no
right.
idea.
They were super nice about it.
That's
it was
great.
very fun. So
Okay.
I go from that where I don't get to do stand up,
Right.
which was disappointing, but it
Yes.
was actually fun doing whatever I did.
So you've had 2 non-stand-up gigs at this stand-up comedy festival.
So far, 1, 2,
Keeping
and
track.
right. And Audible wasn't part of the fest, but
Right.
then I go to my first set, which is in a 5,000 seat auditorium.
Where?
Bill Graham Civic Center.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that I was
Jesus.
hosting. So I got to do 10 minutes, and then I introduced Mike Lawrence, who's doing 10 minutes, and then I
Right.
introduced Michael Che, who's doing 20 minutes, and then I introduced Maria Bamford, who's doing 30 minutes.
Wow.
And I get
That's a killer show.
It's a hell of a show.
Jesus.
4,500, 5,000 people in this auditorium.
Wow.
That probably fit 8,000.
Oh my God.
But and I get off stage and someone says to me, "Why didn't you mention any of your credits or podcast?" And I was like, "Because I had MC duties. MC duties is you warm them up.
Yeah.
You bring out the next comic. You bring out the next comic. You bring out the next comic. You get the hell out of the way." And then I did one more set in a much smaller room with Mark Normand and, I mean, every lineup. Amy Miller.
Wow.
Shane Torres. Every lineup was
Brutal.
Yeah. It was like, I don't know if they found a gold mine to throw. I mean, I guess Comedy Central is a gold mine,
Yeah.
but
Sure. If they
and especially if they're not paying for anybody's hotel, so
they can afford to bring everybody
they
up.
can afford to bring. They're like, yeah, and so I got to do 10 minutes on that in a room that was lit like this room.
Oh, the garage right now.
Yeah, it's lit like your garage, which was dope.
It's a little too lit.
It was too lit. But
Yeah.
then here's the disaster part of it. So I'm tired. My voice is scratchy. I leave. I take my wristband off because I don't like them.
Yeah.
And I leave the grounds, the theater. I go to a Starbucks to get a cup of coffee. I realize I've left my phone
Oh no.
in
Oh my
the theater.
God.
It takes me an hour. Because I have a tag on my bag, by the way, that says "bag okay." I didn't have to have a clear plastic bag in the end. They were like, "No, you're fine." And but the woman's like, but not through that door. And she's like, "Go around the theater and go through the stage door." And I couldn't find the stage door.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any sense of direction.
Right.
So I just go around the building. I can't find it. And so get this, I go back and I'm like, I have my ID out. I have my itinerary, but I don't have my phone. I'm like, do you know any of these people? Can you call any of these people? I swear to God. And
Who the other comics on the line?
no, they were the production people.
Okay.
And she calls the woman at the thing calls this guy and the guy's like, that woman's she's just trying to get in. And I can totally hear him.
Oh my God.
And I
And
literally
you just done a set on that show?
Uh-huh. But that guy, I mean, the thing was so big,
Right.
that he didn't know. He had not even heard any of the 4 production people I told him.
Oh my God.
So, I pulled out the big guns. You remember? I don't know if you read the Tina Fey book, but she said, some people say never cry. I say use it judiciously, but cry if you need to because it scares the shit out of everybody. She
wasn't writing about stand-up. Those aren't stand-up rules.
That is not a stand-up
So
rule.
you-
but I
you
was
cry.
I literally, and I wanted to because so I just burst into tears, and I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
you have to let me in. I need my phone. I can't even get to the hotel without my
I can't imagine
lift."
you crying.
Well, that's the other thing is that's the second time I've cried in this week, and I'll tell you something.
God.
I have cried. I've been married to Andy Ashcraft almost 12 years. I've probably cried less than 10 times in that 12 years? Probably 5 times. I will say this, is that I had to say to Andy Ashcraft after I was done crying, I said, I don't want you to never be able to talk to me or to be on eggshells around me because I burst into tears when all you did was touch my ass because you thought it was funny. And he was like, no, I'm not going to be on eggshells around you. It was like, I'd like to overreact. Is that...
wait, one time you cried because your phone was missing, and the other time you cried because Andy touched your ass?
Well, I'd hate surprises. Oh. he just touched my ass out of the blue.
Normally he lets you know what's coming.
It's a slow-mo as he comes towards me. No, there's usually not a thing happening where he touches me in a weird... It's not. I didn't even know he was in the room with me, quite honestly. So all of a sudden I heard something, and it might have been a mouse. It could have been the devil. I don't know what it was. I fucking freaked out.
That is terrifying to know that when you're in a situation where you're being startled, you immediately burst into tears, as opposed to running for your life or fighting back.
Fight or flight. In this case, I swear to God, I haven't cried. I cried twice in a week. Mm-hmm. There has to be some sort of drugs that someone can give me to make that stop. But
I think that's a lot of people's minimum. A weekly cries, 2 cries a week. I mean,
but I'm a relatively cheerful human,
right?
And so I tend to go through life not
even
crying.
A desert like you will have a rainstorm every once in a while.
Right, and how great would it be? Here's the other thing, is who doesn't love a nice crying jag?
They feel so good.
It is one of the most relaxing. Kyle, do you ever have a crying jag? Oh, you got to do them. And the best when there's no witnesses, alone. You beat up a pillow. You scream into the wind like Wolverine.
You can only do it alone, really.
It's really the best. It's only good.
If someone's going to interrupt you and ask you how you are and comfort you, it's not worth it.
No, that's going to ruin it. You're not going to get it out if there's a witness.
That's why I haven't cried in so long. I'm never alone.
You're never alone. Your mom's in the hospital?
So I do have the night off tonight. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh my God. What is happening?
Okay, so I was in Boston this weekend at Laugh Boston. It was really fun. The shows were fun, and the club is in the Westin.
Oh, wow.
And the Westin is a really nice hotel. Now,
and so you stay in the Westin?
Yeah.
And then you 4-wall it down in whatever the lounge is?
Yes.
Those are my favorites.
It's my
favorite.
They
used to be my favorites.
One show on Friday. One Thursday, one Friday, 2 Saturday.
Oh, my God.
They're like, they want you off stage at 45 immediately. I'm like, say no more.
Right?
Say no more. I'm out of here.
Watch me do it. Watch me get off.
So I bring my kid to see Historic Boston because he's going to be studying it, this year, the Revolution, all that kind of stuff. And I want him to be, familiar with all the places and go, wow, I was at Paul Revere's house. I know who this guy is.
Right.
So, and he was walking okay, after his leg got better, he was able to walk on it.
Oh, that's good.
So, we started doing the Freedom Trail, which are all these little spots, and we got about 1/3 of the way. We got to the Boston Massacre, the site of the Boston Massacre.
Sure.
And his knee popped out again. Or I don't know if it popped out, but it popped and he couldn't walk on it.
Right.
So we took a cab back to the hotel. That was Thursday afternoon.
Okay.
And spent the entire rest of the time. He was just on the bed in the Westin playing Fortnite for 2.5 days. And I was trapped with him. And I couldn't leave, because I felt bad enough just leaving to go do a show at night, leaving him all alone, you know. So it wasn't what it was supposed to be at all.
How do you do on Fortnite?
Oh, he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
You're making some headway. Good for him. Good for him.
So he's, just every time he walks, he's like, ah!
Right. He's not going to suffer in silence.
Grates on me real fast.
Right.
Like, I don't have much sympathy for that.
Where's the stoic that I raised?
Yes. You're part German. Come on,
exactly.
Act like it.
Where's the Luxemburger that I need from you? Bring it.
So that's happening. If he has to, getting him to brush his teeth, meaning walking to the bathroom. Just that all weekend.
All weekend.
And then, so I get a bunch of calls from 818 area code on Saturday.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, is it a school? Well, fuck them. I'm not, school's out, so I'm not going to answer these phone
Right, and
calls.
he's with you.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
safe.
yeah. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out it was a local hospital.
Oh, shit.
So my mom was here in the garage in the laundry area doing laundry, and she bent over to pick something up, and her hip popped out of its socket. This is
What is with the joints in your family?
This is the I know. This is the revision that she had a revision hip socket put in, a new hip replacement, because the old one was faulty, and she was part of a class action lawsuit.
Oh, wow.
And she would have got some money, but like the lawyers got 40%, and then Medicare wants to be reimbursed for all their expenses if you get something. So they don't take it from the company; they take it from the recipients of.
Well, that's insane.
It sucks. So she got like a new car's worth, and not a great new car.
Exactly.
A serviceable one.
Right.
But anyway, the one they put in was supposed to be like rock solid, and it popped out. She was alone.
Oh.
Did not have her iPhone with her.
Oh my gosh.
And she, according to her, she just started screaming, yelling until somebody walked by and called 911. The paramedics broke in and took her to the hospital. That's on 4 different voicemails that I missed. And so she just had it put back in this morning. They kept her overnight, and
You got a duck.
what the?
There's a mallard in the pool.
Oh my god!
There's a full-on mallard in the pool.
I'm taking a picture. What is happening?
This is a moment, you guys. It's so beautiful.
Stay, buddy. Stay, buddy.
Stay, buddy.
Don't go. Don't
go. Wait.
Camera's out.
Quack.
Camera's out.
Quack.
Hold on.
Quack. Yeah. So, it could be the picture for the episode, Kyle. He's not wrong.
Yes. Should I?
Good one.
It's gonna fly away if I jump up, right? If I get near it.
Yeah,
I mean, I took.
Well, you
one,
could
but
zoom in. I took a
Okay.
couple where I zoomed. I'll just talk amongst myself. Oh, look, I just got work. You guys. I'm Ann Arbor. Just got Roger Feeney just texted me. All right, I'm going to be in Ann Arbor, Michigan the last weekend of the year, and blessedly not New Year's.
That's great. What an amazing little 4 minutes we just had. A duck and work.
It's a comedic, it's a win.
It's a difecta.
Right. So she got her hip replaced today.
Yes.
And then
I can't stop looking
more
at this
interested
duck.
at the duck.
This is
it's
so
a beautiful
neat.
mallard. It's a very nice.
Yeah. Oh, is he going away?
Do you
Invite
also
your-
want to raise him? Please don't.
That's the only uninjured member of my family is that fucking duck right there. Oh, invite your buddies, pal. Hang out.
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
So my mom, so she had it put back in this morning, and she's
Yeah.
apparently super sedated right now.
Okay.
And I'll probably go out visit her after this and
After
bring
we're done.
her slippers
fair
to
enough.
her. Yeah.
It's yes. Yeah.
So I finally call her and answers the phone. I'm like, I can't fucking get away from this noise. Everyone's falling apart around me.
That's where the boy learned his dramatic prose.
She was having muscle spasms, I guess, and it was just
that's terrible.
It's for her and me.
Right.
But I'm free tonight.
You're free tonight. You and that duck. Are you kidding me? This is good times.
Oh, did he go away?
No, he's just in a different part of the pool.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, so I will say this is so how were the shows though?
They were fun.
They were fun?
The room is very spread out, so
Is it wide or is it long?
It's wide.
Okay.
And it doesn't have
That's always hard.
I always felt many times I felt like when I was talking to one table, like say up front, the left side of the room was disconnected. And it might have been, I was thinking about this later, because they have monitors up on the wall.
Yep.
It might be when the audience is watching the show on a monitor instead of watching it live.
Right.
They experience it differently.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, I definitely think that. And so if they're seated a certain way and they're turned more towards the monitor and they have to, swivel to look at me, that's like, all right, I'll just fucking look at the monitor. It's right here. Anyway, but it was fun. There was
good?
a couple of texters in the front row on the Saturday show.
Oh my god.
So I couldn't let that go. I was very angry.
No.
Because they thought it was no big deal. And they thought I was joking when I was mad. And I wasn't. I mean, I was not joking.
I don't understand why you would think they were joking.
I don't know.
It's so crazyville.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So, here's the, like, if it was white women, I really would have gone in on them. But they were black. And
okay.
it's not the same. Like, and this, to me, this connects to Sam B and Ivanka.
Yep.
When it's white woman on white woman, it's like, oh, I know you.
Yeah.
And you have no fucking excuse.
No excuse.
Now, like, I'm like, oh, there's racism. I don't want to, seem like I'm being privileged or, you know what I mean? Like, there's other things to think about. So I wasn't, like, hard on this lady, but
Right. But she
would argue differently, but I was like, look,
you got to get your shit together. Why are you on your phone?
But so it definitely, when it's a white woman texting, I'm like,
you would have reamed her a new one.
Bring me a steak knife because I'm going to cut you apart and I'm going to enjoy it.
Right. Who doesn't? Speaking of white on white crime,
yes,
it's Sam B. So I got into it, and somebody asked me. They said, so people are comparing. Okay, so Roseanne.
There's so many things happening this week. Okay. So you want to go to the Roseanne comparison?
Yes, we should start Roseanne first, I guess, because that's the first thing that happened.
Reverse fucked up chronological order.
Right, because Roseanne made some crack about
Valerie Jarrett, and it was she said she looked like an ape.
She said it was a Planet of the Apes and Muslim Brotherhood crack.
Yes.
And there was nothing funny there.
No.
Nothing. It was just name calling.
And very specific
racist name calling.
It's horrendous.
Yes.
Can you imagine just being a writer on the show? Like, it's already tough anyway.
Right.
And then you're like, what?
You're already double checking your life decision.
Yes,
you're like, I need the work. I need to get my insurance.
And there were really funny comics writing on that show. So,
always. And performing on it.
Yes. But anyway, so she's, someone, was it Charles Blow? He's this columnist for the New York Times.
Okay.
Greatest name ever.
Yeah.
But he said Trump gave people like Roseanne a permission slip to be racist out loud. Something like that.
And that's, and we've been seeing that for 2 years.
Yeah.
For 2 years, I've had to listen. It's like every fucking rock in this country has turned over, and I have to meet a new worm every day.
Right.
And I'm like, crawl back under that rock, or I will squish you with that fucking rock. And because I've had enough. But so she said a horrible racist thing.
Yes.
And then Samantha B called Ivanka Trump a cunt. And
she said feckless cunt, which I
feckless
thought
cunt.
was
Feckless is nice.
I like that word choice.
A lot of CC,
nice.
a lot of hard Ks.
A lot of perfect comedy combination. Feck sounds like fuck, but it's not.
But it's not.
And she is feckless. I mean, it all worked.
Right.
Now, it's not a joke.
No, it's just more name calling.
Nice wording.
It's just a beautiful, alliterative.
Yes.
Probably accurate. I think accurate.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
I'm uncertain what people mean.
She's responding to, and this is the thing, like I read Megan McArdle, who's this conservative columnist for The Atlantic, and she got called a cunt because she had the gall to post a picture of herself and her son on Instagram. No, that's not the whole thing. The reason she posted it is because she's a cunt, because she knew that we were looking at pictures of babies being torn from the arms of immigrants who are coming here for a better life and fleeing a gang violence and horrendous violence in their home countries. Right. And she
just wanted
be
to jab.
That turned off from the news. She's or tone
nobody's
deaf.
that
She is
tone deaf.
Deliberately doing that shit.
Being a piece of shit.
She did when the same thing with the refugees. Someone else pointed this out. I don't want to take credit for noticing this, but when there was a huge refugee crisis and a bunch of kids had died, she posted a picture of herself and Jared as they're getting ready to go out on a date or something, and she was wearing some silver thing that was the same color as a refugee girl had been wearing. That was like a rescue jacket or something.
Right.
So she is a nasty little
She's a terrible
piece
person.
of work. And cunt isn't even the worst. I don't know what a worse word is. There needs to be a worse one.
Right.
Because I like the word cunt.
Well,
I don't say it a lot.
Well,
but
I don't even know what when you call somebody a cunt, it's usually it's a negative thing, right?
Yes.
Like the British Islands have taken it
love
back. They love it. They're
And
doing it.
it's men, women. It's not
It's
gendered
just,
at
it's
all.
like calling someone a jackass
Yeah.
to some extent. And so, but when Samantha Bee used it, she genuinely meant you are the worst person on the planet.
Yes.
Because you are mean and thoughtless and horrible.
Right. And she listed all the reasons, and she even did, mother to mother. I'm asking you. It's like,
Yes.
that's the thing with her. It's like, you should know better. You have 3 children. You know what it's like to have a child and to love a child, and you know more than anybody what these women are going through. You should.
Right.
If you can just imagine it for a second, you being
but
born in different circumstances.
Empathetic, you lack of empathetic.
Yes.
Piece of shit. Yeah, so those two things are only comparable in that they're name calling. They are not comparable because when a white woman calls a black woman an ape, that's racist bullshit. That's all it is.
Yes.
So
Yes, and as someone else pointed out, Ivanka is part of the Trump administration. She's not just his daughter. It's not like an attack on Chelsea. And she's Jarrett's a private citizen now.
Yeah.
It's just that one came out of the blue completely.
Yeah,
but I think also, I will say, if you look at the conservative reaction to Michelle Wolf's jokes, that if you can just sit and read something and break it down, those are jokes. Those aren't comments on Sarah Sanders' appearance. Those are jokes. You
Those
didn't
are
like them,
jokes.
but they qualify as jokes.
Right. They were
okay?
setups and punchlines.
Yes.
That's exactly what was happening.
Okay, so if they can misconstrue that, then if you just go on sort of a rant and end on cunt, they're not gonna. They were not gonna take into consideration why you got to that angry place.
Right.
And Trump is making comedians insane. I
Right.
do feel like we're all one tweet away from just saying something horrible like that will ruin our careers.
Right,
Where
right.
you can't. It's hard to keep trying to be funny and sly and just sort of comment on it when you just want to go, you fucking piece of shit, and
Yes.
go after I don't know, whoever.
Yeah, I did a guest set last night.
Right.
I went to see Wendy Liebman's long set over at JR's.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now
It
I
was-
would never. Why would you go to see comedy on a night where you weren't performing?
I wanted a guest set. And I couldn't get there soon.
Wait, let me see if the duck's still here. I don't know. He left. The duck was outraged by your hubris.
Affleck. And so yeah, I didn't get there in time to have a first show guest set, even though she offered me one. The feature was up.
Yeah.
Randy was featuring. So
Okay.
and
Who booked him? He booked.
he booked
That's
himself.
a joke. He books
That
the
is,
room.
yeah, he
Okay.
books the room. And right, I didn't think he was going to be there. I was certain
Yeah.
that he would be at the other club, like the big club
Ventura,
at
yeah,
Ventura
yeah.
Harbor Comedy Club. And then because JR's used to be in this Marie Callender's, you
Where is
get
it
a
now?
free pie.
Yeah, that's half the reason I went is for that pie.
Entirely.
And it's gone now, though, right?
And the lighting was better. This one, the room is. They mean well. It's
Yeah.
essentially a repurposed Marie Callender's.
Okay.
In
Is it
Santa
the same?
Clarita.
Is
No,
it-
it's
oh,
in a
okay.
different exit. It's Magic Mountain exit. And it's in a strip mall-y thing that has a Target in it. And, But it was clearly a Marie Callender's at some point.
Okay.
And it's called like Mimi's Cafe.
Okay.
And so I had dinner. And I watched her first set. And then I was supposed to go to kind of a Hollywood thing, except for that it wasn't going to be a Hollywood thing, except for it became a Hollywood thing when it started at 11 p.m. at a bar on
no.
Sunset Boulevard on a
No.
Saturday night. I love Brian Regan with The Power of the Sun.
It was Brian Regan?
It was Brian Regan's birthday
He's
party.
keeping those hours?
He had recorded his Netflix special.
Oh, that night?
Yeah.
Oh,
and so it was
okay.
it was an after, and it was
Okay.
it was his birthday yesterday.
Okay.
And so he was like, "Hey,
A
we're all gonna."
confluence of events.
Yes. So we're all going to meet at the Pikey at 11 p.m. on Sunset. And I was like, sure. And then it's 9 o'clock. And I did a guest set for Wendy Liebman's. Wendy Liebman's long set, always a delight.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
She's a fucking national treasure.
No, she's brilliant.
And so, and then In a room, by the way, also lit like this garage. The new,
You know what?
The new
I've
JRs
had it
is
with
lit
your
like-
attacks on my garage lighting.
Actually,
one
this
thing I
is
work
cozier.
hardest on.
This is much cozier than both of the rooms that I did stand up with in these last two nights. But I worked on my flirting bit and it worked. And in a row it worked. I was psyched.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I started, because I started out with I opened with this line that's very political.
Yeah.
And I saw Randy, who is the booker, kind of look away, go, oh. And I thought, yeah, the reason I brought it up was because we're all a heartbeat away from entirely just ranting about politics.
I know.
Instead of telling jokes.
I know.
And I want to tell jokes.
It's hard to stay focused. It's hard to stay on track.
It's hard. I can't imagine how other people go to work.
Yeah.
Like, how do you do your other jobs that aren't this job? You have to go and write insurance claims? You have to go teach children how to read and write? You have to be
Well, if you don't have to pay attention to the news as much, you can at least escape. I mean, we can't take a day off. I swear, between shows last night, I do the 8:00 show. I go back to see my kid, who's in the hotel room, and Pat Sajak is trending #1 on Twitter for a climate change tweet. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to dive into this one. I don't give a shit about this guy. And he's an asshole. So then I go do the 10:15. I come back. He's not even in the top 10 on Twitter anymore. He came and went. I'm like, that was stress I could have had, and I decided to walk away from it.
Good call.
Thank you.
Excellent call.
But yeah. So this, Kathy Griffin went on a really long tweet. She did like a double alphabet tweet storm thread about.
I read that
about the lengths that Trump went to terrorize her and to tank her career after she posed with that picture
right,
and and it's very distressing. Whether if you don't like Kathy Griffin's comedy,
right? The amount of interest that the president of the United States is doing,
it's bad. And so
for
when
a stand-up comic,
he came after Sam B the same way, just saying, I don't know why she's even on the air, and that's that's a threat to TBS.
Yeah,
and these networks feel it. I mean, that's my network that I'm on. That Conan's on.
Yep.
And they're kind of a conservative network out of Atlanta.
Right, they're trying to run a business. They don't need they don't need a bunch of incels to lose their shit at them.
But she, her show does really well, and it goes viral all the time. I mean, in clips. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's always been sort of that way. She gets she's not a stand-up, and she has a lot of passion, and she's talking about things that make her and all of us angry. And she does have great jokes in there, but she also, she holds on to the feeling that she has when she does it. That's what she does, and so
she's doing the best she can. Mm-hmm. Let's take a break. And
what happened?
Let's take a break, you guys, and do the comic of the week. Don't you think?
Oh, I see. I thought you were going to drop a sponsor on me. What?
And today's episode of the Jackie and Laurie Show is sponsored by stand-up comedy, you guys. Hayden Kristal. I worked with Hayden Kristal twice.
Yeah.
No, once. She opened when I opened for Maria. She did a guest set in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Oh, cool.
She is from Michigan.
Yeah.
Her name is Hayden Kristal. Hayden Kristal. Here's the thing about Hayden Kristal. I do not know if she identifies as a woman or a they, them. So why don't you at Hayden Kristal and just watch the stand-up comedy of Hayden Kristal and not sweat what gender she wants to be or they want to. In other news, allow me to keep digging. But
guys, we mean well. Here's the thing.
Right.
We mean well.
We really do.
We were born in 1965, and we mean well.
And Hayden Kristal is really funny.
Yeah.
So that's all you need to know.
Awesome.
Comic of the week, Hayden Kristal.
Cool. How much time have we done on this one? Oh my God. We are 25% of the way through.
Exactly. I will tell you this. The other thing that happened at Clusterfest, I ran into Amy Schumer.
Oh,
and
wow.
John Mulaney. And it was a who's who of holy hell.
So everyone's just hanging out?
Everyone's just there. And I got to meet
you're not
her
at the same
husband.
hotel? Or
it was at the gig.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and, yeah.
Well, it was funny because I thought Mark Norman was kidding because Amy was standing next to Maria.
Yeah.
And Mark goes, do you think she's trying to get a work in front of the 5,000 people? And I laughed, and I don't think he was kidding. I think he was like, well, she's
No,
talking
she
to
didn't
them.
do it from the audience, Jackie. Come on.
She was on the side. It was a 5,000 seat room.
Yeah.
She could have done. I don't know.
Sure, of course.
I said, well,
They would have been
wouldn't
thrilled.
She tell me they would have been psyched.
So you met her husband?
Yeah, good guy.
And he's
Perfectly.
a chef, right?
He just seemed like a nice guy.
Wow, that's cool, man.
Yeah, but he. But she said this. Because Maria was like, I think she had to follow Michael Che, and so she was like, I don't understand the lineup, because Michael Che is on the SNL.
Yeah.
And so...
Do you think he's more famous than she is?
I think she thought he was more famous. She did
I don't
great.
know.
And you know what it was?
What?
It was an amazing show start to finish.
Yeah.
Guess who's really funny? I am. Guess who also was really funny? Mike Lawrence.
Yes.
Guess who's genuinely funny? Michael Che.
Yes.
Guess who's also really funny? Maria Bamford.
The thing is the audience can pivot too, especially if they're comedy fans. They can go from energy to energy without.
And everyone's everyone's super unique.
Yeah.
And but Amy Schumer said said this in front of Maria. She goes, the only two people I would pay to see stand-up comedy is Maria Bamford and David Tell.
Wow.
So there you go. And so why don't you just stick that in your pipe and smoke it, Maria Bamford, and just be psyched that Amy Schumer knows you're funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun weekend.
Yeah, it's really cool. So the only other thing that happened was, I think that there were people who were friends of Roseanne who had to distance themselves. People who were
Right.
friends of Roseanne who had to double down.
Who doubled down? I don't think anyone did. No comic I know did.
I think it was
Who?
there was
I knew you're poking around on your iPhone for some reason.
exactly.
In defense of
Of Roseanne.
Oh.
Just
Wait.
that woman.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Wanda Sykes, of course, publicly was like, "Nope." So people said things, and other people said other things, and
Yeah, Wanda left before the show got canceled, and I think one of the actors was about to, and then her
and then
manager
it got
said it's canceled.
All right.
But
I also got another text verifying my weekend in Michigan. So
dude,
I know
this
it's pretty
is-
great.
that's awesome.
I know
Is
how
it
to-
a Thursday through Saturday? Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah,
You happy with the money?
yeah.
Okay.
Money's pretty good too, and
Not
it's
bad.
fine. It's nothing. It's not amazing, but it's better than fair.
But
Maybe we could stay an extra day. It's right before New Year's Eve, and maybe I'll see if he wants to add a Jackie and Laurie in.
Oh, that'd be
kind of
cool.
fun. A Sunday?
Yeah.
Could you get back from Michigan?
Wait, what do you mean?
It'd be Ann Arbor.
Oh, Detroit. Is there a Detroit to LAX?
Yeah.
Is there in the
Yeah.
morning?
Oh, I'm sure there is. 'Cause
I don't
it's-
know. But if it depends on the day, because we might be on hiatus anyway. If you
Okay.
said it's right at the end of the year,
Yeah.
it's right before.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Exactly.
But I got to see what I want to do with my kid. I was gonna, we were gonna go to Germany this summer, and now
That's
we'll be not doing that.
Right.
Ow! The other thing.
Right.
I karmically deserve some sort of condition that makes me rely on people
Okay.
and their help, because I can't stand it when I have to assist.
And yet you do it so well. You rise to the occasion.
Here's the thing, my mom was getting it from the toilet,
Yeah.
and it's hard for her to push herself up,
Right.
And I got mad at her. I mean, I didn't say anything, but it's
Yeah.
like, I can lift some weights.
It's
She's
100
you want
years
to get
old.
so what? You can get somebody who specializes in elderly people, get them to come to the house. Dad left you an insurance policy, you could afford it.
Yep.
Lift some weights so you can lift yourself off the fucking toilet.
Right.
Why wouldn't you do that? I don't understand that.
I don't know.
It's those things that drive me nuts.
Yeah.
And so then I think, maybe these other things are preventable if you take better care, but whatever. She's
Yeah.
80. It's done. She can't go back in time and take better care of herself.
Right. It's I'm about to go walk around Yellowstone, and luckily I'm with people in their mid-70s, so we'll be at the same health level.
Are you bringing like bear spray or something like that
to attract bears.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope. I don't know what. Here's what I'm not doing. I'm not gonna. If I see a bear, I'm not getting out of the car. I'm gonna let that bear have the right of way.
You're gonna drive around Yellowstone?
Yeah, we're gonna drive around Yellowstone.
It sounds like great exercise.
It's a really good exercise. It's an important part of my regime. And did I ever tell you the story of Andy's Aunt Sissy? He had this Aunt Sissy who was always ill, very ill, and she was not wheelchair bound, but she was in a wheelchair a lot because she was ill. She came up here with his Uncle Joe from Mississippi, and they went up to the sequoias to see the sequoias.
Yeah,
and they park. It's Andy's mom's, Aunt Sissy, Uncle Joe. They pull into the parking lot. There's a bear on the corner of the parking lot.
Yeah,
Aunt Sissy jumps out of the car with a camera, runs to the bear.
Oh my God.
And Andy's mom's telling this story, and she said, "That was so interesting. That's not how we thought we'd lose her." Such a great line.
That's great.
And they did not. That's not how she passed away in her sleep. It was fine. It all worked out.
Well, okay, so we went to a third surgeon for my kid.
Oh yeah.
And they ended up taking an X-ray of his left hand because they do that to figure out how far along a person has grown. Like if their bones are almost done growing.
Oh, weird.
So they told me, the doctor said, your son is almost done growing. And I'm like, but he's 5'4".
Yeah.
He's not. He's
gotta,
11.
He's 11. He should have at least. There's got to be at least 2 more growth spurts here.
Yeah, but he said, well, he's...
There should be one at like 14 and one again around 19.
Bone age of a 13-year-old, but I'm like, they're not done either.
Right.
What are we saying here? So,
Kyle, how tall were you when you were 11?
I was 6 feet tall.
Kyle Clark was 6 feet tall when he was 11. How tall are you now?
Holy shit.
You're 6'6" now.
Wow.
Sophomore year of high school.
15-ish.
Yeah, that's when I hit 6'6" into that.
Oh, my God.
Kyle Clark is a very tall man.
Yes.
It's been established. And
but based on the fact that he thinks my son is done growing, he's like, well, we're going to do this kind of surgery with the hamstring, and it's something where if my son grows a lot more, then one of his legs won't be as long as the other.
right. And they'll have to go in and fix it.
Now, if they can fix it,
They should.
I don't know, Jackie.
I don't
but
know
it
either,
did. His explanation didn't sit well with me.
So have you?
Well, we have the surgery scheduled, but now I was thinking about it all weekend, and then I went on.
You kind of want to talk to another.
What?
Someone else.
A fourth I mean, how many are we going to?
That's true. What did the other ones say?
The other ones didn't even do a hand X-ray.
Okay.
The first one, it was kind of an ACL farm, and he was going to do the exact surgery that this third
That
one
is happening.
recommended. And the second one told us not to go to the first one and said try the third one because he doesn't do kids.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But so now I wonder if we can get away with physical therapy and just him being careful for a year or two till he gets a couple. I don't think he's done at 5'4" because he's always been tall for his age.
Right.
Why would you be tall for your age till you're 11 and then stay 5'4"? That doesn't make sense.
That's weird.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's not as tall as Kyle was, but I mean,
No, but
but nobody is on Earth really.
Nobody really is. I rented a car, and I have this Kia Soul.
Yeah.
That I got at Burbank yesterday, and then I'm going to drop it off at LAX on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And it is. Do you have a tall car, Kyle?
I've driven a Mazda 3, but I've always driven small cars.
Or you just crawl into it and crunch up?
Safer that way.
You feel safer in a
Interesting.
small car.
Well, the whole world's small to me, so
Oh,
everything is small.
It's almost like how you're supposed to wrap a baby like a burrito. Maybe you're feeling comfort like
you're back
that.
in the womb.
Swaddled. Exactly.
Swaddled in your Mazda. All right, but this Kia Soul is actually kind of. I've never wanted an up high car,
Yeah.
but it's pretty nice. It's like a little.
So it's like an
fist-
SUV.
It's like a
type of thing?
tiny SUV.
Yeah.
It's like a.
And so why'd you
fist.
do that? Just because you didn't?
Oh, well, Andy took the car to Yellowstone.
Oh,
he's
that's
on his
right.
way.
You guys are a 1-car family.
Yeah, we gave. Hopefully, we sold, but we either sold or gave Andy's car to our nephew.
Oh, was that
And-
recently?
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago. And
Is that a long-term solution?
we don't know. We're gonna try. We haven't really had to take
It would
a
be
lift,
nice not to.
have 2 cars.
Yeah, and maybe a lift would be cheaper in the long run.
I've only
I
had
don't know.
in almost 4 weeks. I've only had to take one lift, and he's only had to take 2 lifts. And now I'm renting a car for 3 days, which is $150. But I would have taken a lift to LAX, which is $70.
Yeah,
So it seems.
the future is just doing that and not owning a car.
I think so. It would be nice to not have to have a car, but
Yeah.
but if we get bored or if it becomes prohibitively expensive, we'll buy a car.
Right.
We'll figure out where, because our nephew didn't. He just his car died, and so he needed a car. And Andy is safety mouse, so he's got the nicest 10-year-old car in the world. It's a Ford. Not a Fusion, but a little sedan. It's a great conversation. I'm done talking about it.
I saw, because I was at a hotel, I was forced to watch commercials because I was watching regular TV. But there's a commercial for a Subaru that it breaks when you aren't even paying attention to save your life. I was like, that's pretty amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what? It's weird. Like my kid, he can't walk to junior high because there's too many cars.
Okay.
It's just too dangerous.
Oh, like is it like a frontage road or something, or
What?
there's no sidewalk, or
There's sidewalks, but there's a couple crosswalks that are 5-way crosswalks, and they're
Okay.
lights, and it's people trying to get to Disney, and it's people trying to get to work, people
Okay.
trying to get to Warner Brothers. So it's people that aren't going to be completely paying attention or running late or something like that. And I don't want them crossing the street,
right?
But it sucks because I remember my dad saying he used to, ride his bike 5 miles to school and back, and that's just what they did. But there's like 5 cars back then, It's 1937.
Right. You didn't walk to school, or
Took a school bus.
you took a bus?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to walk to junior high, and it was 1.5 miles, and it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
In February in Wisconsin.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And if I was lucky, someone would pick me up on the way there. Like they would see, like parents would see kids walking through the park,
Yeah.
to get to the junior high, and they'd be like, "Get in the car," and then you just get in the car and get a ride to the junior high, and no one was ever murdered.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Those are the golden days.
Those were the golden days of. There's still most people are not still being murdered. There's
I
just
know.
more people. It's I wanted to. I think
You're
I'm out of
obsessed with
things
your
to say.
iPhone.
That's the sad thing. I genuinely think I'm out of things to say. I did see a weird billboard, like a billboard flight. Have you heard of it's on Viceland.
Oh, we got to talk
Duo?
about that article, Vice. But no, I haven't seen it.
It's a Viceland duo of 2. It seems to be like a weekend update kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Where these 2 guys they're called Davos and it's Desus and Mero. Desus and Mero on
Yeah.
Viceland. And there was essentially, it was a small plane dragging a billboard, like a
really?
flat billboard. It's on my Instagram. And I was like, what is happening? They're just like, it's like when they wanted to advertise on the moon.
They were Vice was advertising for them on a plane.
Yeah, look at it.
Oh, cool.
It's like it
Are
was
they
flapping-
comics? Are they stand-ups?
It's comedy. It's them. Yeah, they're more radio.
Understood.
Radio. Oh, that was.
Oh, I had
yeah.
radio. I had real classic morning radio in Boston.
Did you?
First of all, when I found out, I was devastated. I'm like, what?
6 a.m. on a Friday.
6:20 a.m.
Yep.
on a Friday was
Yep.
my wake-up call. Or that's when I had to be downstairs
To be picked up.
to do Maddie in the morning at 7 in the morning. But it was a lot of fun. It wasn't.
It's fine.
I guess
it's always
the-
more fun than it has any right to
The
be.
radio shows that have survived are pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're good.
And plus, at this point, you know how to do morning radio.
Sure. Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like, I mean, remember the first time you did morning radio and how
Yeah.
fucking nerve-wracking it was, and you're like, they're making what's happening at 6:30 in the morning?
Right. Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
I mean, but now, like, if I don't like where it's going, I
Yeah.
literally just take the show over. I just start talking a mile a minute, and they're psyched because they have to be there for 4 hours.
Well, yeah, this is like this guy has been at this radio station for like at least 30 years. Like
Wow.
he's a Boston institution, this guy Matty. So so he was talking about Conan, and it was fun. And
Was it a team?
yeah, there were a couple people. It was morning radio.
Yeah.
It was a team. Yeah.
It was like
I haven't done a morning radio team in years. They just don't exist anymore.
they do. I do
or
the
or
one
the clubs
in.
don't bring comics to them anymore.
I do the one in Minneapolis. I did the
Yes,
one in
that's true.
Austin the last time I did Cap City.
oh, I haven't done the Austin one.
I think a
Is that
couple
with
of years.
Dale? That guy
I don't.
Dale?
Who knows?
Remember
Is
him?
it Jim and the Weasel? I don't know. And then
No.
there's some woman named
There's
Katie.
a guy named
who-
Dale who was kind of depressed in the afternoon in Austin. you don't remember doing that?
No.
He was like depressed. And I had a weird crush on him because he seemed like he needed to be saved.
You would have a crush on Dale in the afternoon. Depressed Dale in the afternoon, you guys. Let's cut to Katie for the weather or the traffic. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So
And then the second one was oldies in the morning, and that was also a team. Like it was one of those.
you did several.
Wally and
Back to
Lauren,
back?
and
Yeah.
Wally's not there anymore, but they keep the name.
Oh, weird.
And the new person that replaced him is a woman named Lauren. So it's Lauren and Lauren. and I mostly talked with her, and it was cool. I was like, usually the woman on a radio team is this beleaguered. She's just
She's had
trying
to
to
laugh
keep her
at every
job, and
horrible
she has
joke
to,
in the
yeah,
world.
it's horrific.
Yeah.
and that's what I think made it, something that wasn't that couldn't be sustained. That sort of model. Women don't want to hear that,
No.
And
but-
once you have
but it
other
lasted
options like
longer.
podcasts or
Yep.
whatever serious news, whatever you're going to listen to, you don't have to anymore.
You don't
but
have
so anyway, that was a really fun one too.
Did you ever do Bob and Tom?
Yes,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think they still call it Bob and Tom, even though Bob's gone.
yes, that's right. It's just Tom, right?
It's just Tom. And what?
My favorite is, and I'm not going to say who these are, but because there's a couple people like this, where the host lives in a different state and time zone and is doing the show from their garage, but you have to pretend like they're in the room with you.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know exactly the radio show you're speaking of.
But I think there's more than one. I
there's
have been
def-
in that situation where
I think
he
so.
doesn't come in anymore. He
yeah, whenever
he
you
lives
hear
in
the words, he
Hawaii.
doesn't come in anymore.
Yeah, somehow they
You're like-
figured it out where they. And I mean that is smart. It is the way to do it. But it's funny that you can't call it out as a comic. You have to pretend you're eye to eye with this person.
Right. And here's the other one that I don't like is when everyone's in a separate off room.
Yeah.
Like I did one.
Oh,
where
right,
everyone,
right.
Like I'm alone in a giant conference room with
Yes.
6 mics.
Yeah.
There's someone in a behind a thick glass that way. There's someone behind thick glass that way. And I was like, we can't even. You
can't
guys
even-
can't even stand
You
each
can't
other
even riff. Yeah.
to be in the same room with
Yes,
each other.
yes. Yeah. When they loathe each other. But they're a dynamite team on
They're
the
a
air.
dynamite team on the air.
What a nightmare. But you walk into these radio stations and they're so corporate looking, and there's
Just posters. Just weird posters.
and just I don't know. It's just it makes like it sounds different when you're listening as to when you walk in the room. You're like, wow, this is owned by people in suits. You know,
Sure
Whatever.
is. It's. Are you going up this week?
Yes. I
don't have any sets.
What, the whole week?
I know. I'm going away on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Well,
I got someone-
you know what?
I got
Okay, so
someone
you have
house
Monday
sitting.
off. Jeez.
Well, I
I saw you tweeted uncab, but you're not on it.
no, I know because Carmen Morales is on it, and I
Oh,
thought
you're so nice.
that was
You're very
trying to be supportive.
yes.
I saw that you were supportive. You tweeted
Oh
me.
my God, I've got a bleak week myself.
You got a bleak week.
Yes.
Hello and welcome to Bleak Week. that could be a. That could
I'll
be a
try to
title.
get some. Oh my God,
Yeah, you're gonna need.
Judas. Okay.
You're just gonna be staring at everybody while they go.
I know. Oh, please, someone give me anything.
Maybe that
give
duck
me
will stick
anything.
around.
Get me out
Maybe
of the
that
house.
duck will stick around. You don't know.
My kids start summer school tomorrow. No.
In what?
Oh,
In what class?
Oh, everything. It's all. It's
Oh, it's just school.
It was an assessment after fifth grade that you might need a little extra prep for
sixth. Yeah.
So he took a chess class, at some point, a couple chess classes. They have these after school things.
I was in chess club.
Really? I've never played chess.
Weird.
I don't know how to play it.
Oh, wow.
And so he taught me, and so I'm getting better. But he's really good at it, and I'm like, he just was crushing me and thinking many moves ahead and all that. And when I'm like, you really fucked yourself because I thought maybe you were a little dumb, and that's why your grades sucked. But you're not. You're fucking smart and evil.
Yeah.
Okay, so I expect A's from you.
Yeah. So rise to the occasion here, young Padawan. It's
So that Vice article.
Oh,
with,
right. There could only be one.
So somebody wrote how much she loves Michelle Wolf, and which is great. Michelle Wolf is great.
Please do.
But and Michelle Wolf is filling a hole in her heart that was left by Amy Schumer. Now apparently she doesn't like Amy Schumer anymore, and she's been crestfallen because there's no other female comics.
It turns out that's the only two. There was just Amy Schumer, and then when she, for some reason, was disappointed with Amy Schumer for some reason, she decided
she had nobody. She had
there's
nobody, Jackie,
nobody to go
and
to.
then the White House Correspondents' Dinner showed her a new female comic.
Thank God.
Yeah. So
how could she have? Where would she have found another woman comic?
Just
where does she live? Does she live in Nebraska? What's happening? Because there's at least three who live there.
And then I thought, you know what? They must have the headline was designed to trigger female comics because we all passed it around shitting on it.
Yeah.
But they do they care if we're shitting on it, or do they just go, it got 10,000 retweets?
They got a bunch of clicks because
that's all they care about, right?
Yeah, that's all they care about. And then I read
that must have been deliberate. They must have known.
Well, that every headline in the damn. I'm so sick of headlines. The only headlines I like right now, Wonket. .com. Yeah, because Wonket will be like, look at this fucking nightmare. And that'll be the title. That'll be the headline. And you're like, yes. And then it'll be a picture of kittens because I have a Chrome add-on that turns all pictures of Donald Trump into kittens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's nice. And it's brought my blood pressure down. It's quite nice. Not that I know what my blood pressure is.
I was supposed to. So I tweeted that list of transitions. Okay.
Oh, a couple of months ago.
Yes.
Or a month ago. Yeah.
So somebody from like a comedy site or comedy portal to a bigger site asked if I wanted to write an article about it, and I said yes. I said sure, and then I couldn't do it because I felt like
the list was the article.
And I felt like these are a compilation of a whole bunch of people coming up with little transitions, so it's not only my work, right? I just compiled them. I mean, I wrote some of them and compiled them, and they're things anyone can get if you wanted to transcribe monologue jokes, or you could read them because our graphics department posts most of them, on like little meme cards and stuff. So you could do the work if you wanted to. It's easier because I just had a list.
Yeah.
But then every time I wrote, I felt like I thought I invented jokes.
Did you invent?
Here's how you do it, guys.
Here's how you do it.
And it just sort of felt like I was, and also because I'm still working on the show, if you're describing something that's still happening as opposed to here's how we used to do it like this. Like in 20 years I could write about it. Right. But while I'm in it, it's almost, I don't know, it just feels too like analyzing a relationship.
Right. Where you might break it if you analyze it too
I'm like,
close.
what if I say the wrong thing? Am I going to piss somebody off? And I'm like, wait, this isn't worth it. And so, I
to write a free article? No,
I don't know. I might have got paid,
right?
But something nominal.
Yeah.
But I just said I can't do it, and so now I feel like I've burned a comedy portal bridge. You know what I mean?
Well, you'll rebuild. There'll be another one. It's
I sold books.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You brought books and sold?
I sold them, yeah.
Did you bring both books, or did you just bring dead people?
I brought mostly dead people, and I brought some shitty moms.
Oh, nice.
And, yeah.
That's great.
So I think I sold about 28.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
Do
amazing.
you know how fucking heavy that is to carry?
That's a lot of luggage.
It's a lot.
Yeah, that's.
I gave a couple away. Gave one to Maddie in the morning. Gave one to Lauren. Right? Gave one
right,
to a
but
couple
not to
people.
other Lauren. They had to share.
He didn't ask. I only brought one, but yeah. So it's heavy. And Sarah Tiana, do you know her very well?
No,
I don't know her.
I
don't think I might have met her one or two
know
times.
her really well.
Yeah.
And sadly, I can't do
But
it.
she was just there, and she sells bow ties for dogs.
Wow.
They must weigh 2 ounces.
Right.
She could bring 200 in a purse. Oh my God, that's cheap. And people buy shit for their animals more than they buy shit for their children.
Right.
Oh my God, that's genius.
Burbank Airport has an entire thing. It's just sells crap for
Yes.
dogs.
Yeah.
Clothes, bow ties, hats, stickers,
Yeah.
bullshit. It's Kyle, I have a quick question. Where are we at?
Okay, we'll start over.
Seriously.
Bye.
Now leaving Nerdist.com.